So, ironically enough, Kaylee and I are sitting down to watch Dexter Resurrection, the new episode that just came out today. Kaylee got her new Dexter shirt in the mail, which I threw on because she likes to buy oversized shirts that fit me, and I thought it would fit this. I mean, literally, we just got this shirt in the mail in the last hour, and we were sitting down to watch the newest episode of Dexter Resurrection. And, I've been running on this high lately where I had just made a post recently saying, at the end of Dexter New Blood, I was just kind of like, you know what, dude, I think I'm just done with Dexter because the finale of season 8 was very underwhelming. I really didn't care for it, and it was like a really bad way to end the series, in my opinion. And I was just like, oh, what a shame. Well, at least the show was great. I always have fond memories of it being one of the best shows ever on television. It is what it is. Okay. Then they announced the New Blood series, and it was like, all right, now they have a chance to redo the ending. And then once again, they kind of botched the last episode and left me with a bad taste in my mouth. And I was kind of like, dude, that's it. I can't take any more. And then they announced a prequel show, which sounded like the worst idea of all time, which I thought was just going to be this cheap imitation with new actors playing these younger versions of them. And they also were going to do a sequel show called Resurrection. And I was like, dude, come on. The guy's dead. Are you kidding me? And I had little to zero interest in them. I figured I'd check them out eventually, but I honestly was just like, they were on the back burner. They were just like, one day I'll get to them. And the first episode of Dexter Original Sin came out, and everyone was loving it. And I was shocked, and I was like, what? How? No way. This can't be good. Can it? So I threw it on and was absolutely blown away. And it's like my favorite prequel show for sure that I've watched, and was so much better than I ever thought it could possibly be. I loved Henry Gibson as Dexter. I love Molly Brown as Deborah Morgan. I think she is absolutely perfect, embodies Jennifer Carpenter's character so well. Christian Slater. The whole cast knocks it out of the park. I was elated by how incredible it was. And then Dexter Resurrection came around, and I was like, okay, let's see, where can they take it from here? Is it going to be good? Is it not? And thus far, it's been incredible. And I was sitting here making this post saying, wow, Dexter, I thought it was dead and gone and buried, and I had no interest in it. And then they resurrected my excitement for it and got me just vibing and so connected to it. And I was elated. I was seriously so excited for the future of Dexter, because I was like, oh my god, Original Sin can go for multiple seasons. And then back in April, they announced, of course, as we would expect, because the ratings were so good on Dexter Original Sin. In fact, it had the best and highest watched premiere of Showtime's history. It made perfect sense. Everyone loved it. It was a really well received show. And then it would make the most sense in the world to renew a second season of it, and they did. And I was, and Resurrection's going on right now, and it's fucking great. And I'm like, oh my god, we're in a golden age of Dexter. Dexter's back and better than ever for me, because you got two shows concurrently going that are both stellar and feel like old Dexter. So then we're sitting down, and my brother texts me, and Variety just released the news that Dexter Original Sin has been canceled. Even though for the last 4 months they've had it listed as renewed, and we're all excited for it. We're all ready for it. Everyone fucking loves that show. I don't know anyone. I'm sure there's, of course, people, but regardless, for the most part, the general consensus on the show is that it's loved, and it was really well received and watched and had high numbers and everything. And because of this Paramount merger with Skydance or whatever, I guess they're phasing shows out, trying to, cut down on Showtime shows or some shit. This is a massive, major misstep. And I already am mad at Paramount, but this is like a final nail in the coffin for me with them. This is so fucking stupid. How do you take such a popular show, from one of the most popular television franchises there is, that has an audience already built into it, who are already primed and ready to go for this next season. It's already been announced. People are stoked for it. And then you're just going to come in and just cancel it? Some new asshole who just took over the company is going to go in and take some of our beloved shows and give them the axe without any consideration for its fan base? And you expect us to be loyal to your brand? Fuck you. That's insane. This show is excellent. The portrayals of our characters did not feel like cheap imitations. They genuinely felt like they embodied those characters, and I felt like I was watching a young Dexter, a young Deborah, so on and so forth. And somehow they were able to pull off kind of a miracle for me, because I just didn't think it was possible. And I love Dexter Original Sin. I love it. Thus far, Resurrection seems to be getting together a writer's room for season 2 of Resurrection. So that looks like it's a go. So why is it that they would cancel one show but then keep the other show? Because they said they wanted to focus on the Michael C. Hall-led show, this and that. Michael C. Hall is in Original Sin. He does the inner monologue voice in Dexter's head. It's same showrunners, the same people. I don't understand this move at all. It's super angering, and I just don't get it. So this is something where we need to release the Snyder Cut, sort of become that kind of coalition of people that get together and cry to the heavens, no, dipshit. If you're going to take over this company, you need to know what shows matter. This one matters. Everyone's loving this show. Everyone wants to see a season 2. And this is absolutely unacceptable. So it's possible. Sometimes they cancel shows and there's enough outcry. There's enough people that freak the fuck out and they say, oh, okay, never mind. We'll walk it back and greenlight the second season. I am furious about this one. I never make videos like this, but because I'm very focused on Dexter, it's nearing its finale right now. This new show that has been incredible, the old show, we're just in such a great place with the Dexter shows. And there's so much more to do with Original Sin. It makes no sense. It had high ratings. It had high viewership. It is part of an established franchise, which is already ongoing with another show. You have everyone on board already. You have the cast. You have the showrunners. You have the production company. You have everything. It's easy. And it's already been greenlit. You don't even have to make that decision. He had to come in, look at it, say, I know that the fans have already been told this is happening, but I'm the new dick around here that's going to come in and knock whatever shit down I want for whatever reasons I want. That's not the way to run a company. That's not the way to run a business. And that's not a way to please your fan base that's going to you subscribe to Paramount Plus to get your shows. So fuck this guy. We need to tell them, no, you're going to fucking resurrect this Original Sin show. We want both. This is insanity. This really pissed me off. This really got me because I don't want to just keep beating a dead horse and going over it, but this is awful news. I haven't been this upset by a cancellation in a while. There's been a few shows that had already been greenlit. Some of them were already filming, like Glow season 3, which I was so excited for. And then COVID happened, and then they shut down the production, and then they canceled the show. And they were had already filmed all of episode 1, and were already into production. They had everything written, they had all the cast, they had everything going. And then Netflix was just like, no, it's a really it's a beloved show. People really love it. Whatever. We don't care. When companies do that, it just feels like a huge giant middle finger. Because the amount of shows that Netflix and Paramount Plus and all these companies produce, they produce so much shit. They literally put billions and billions of dollars into these shows. And there's so many shows that nobody cares about. But you're going to cancel the shows that people love? How does this make any sense? In any way. It doesn't make financial sense. It doesn't make loyalty sense. It doesn't make any sense. So shows like Santa Clarita Diet on Netflix, another one that I absolutely loved, that left on a cliffhanger and was canceled out of nowhere. But you also have shows like Sense8, that got canceled after 2 seasons, and the fan base was livid because they had die-hard, hardcore fans. And they freaked out enough that they got a final 2.5-hour movie to kind of close the series out, even though they had much more planned than that. At least we got closure on it. This needs to get a second season, at least. So I don't know what we can do. I don't know if there's going to be enough outcry on a Twitter or a freaking whatever platform, but no. Dexter Original Sin needs to continue. I need to see Gibson and Brown and Slater. I need to see them all back in their respective roles right freaking now. So this is awful news. I'm furious, and I hope that you are too. And we should do something about it, because this is insanity. So there you go. Dexter Original Sin canceled. Makes sense of that for me. Make it make sense. All right. Let me know. I'll see you in the comments. Adios.